Okay, folks. Sorry that we had to stress you out this last minute. I really don't like it, but we need to get everybody in here and get things going. So I hope we can be friends later on again. This is the order for the final presentation. Just take notes on this. I'll get back to that later on. But first of all, I need to know, are you guys ready? You know, that's not what ready sounds like. Are you guys ready? Yeah! That's alright. Okay. We'll get back to that later on. Okay, so before we start this final session, I always try to sum up what happened during the weekend. And I've done the same thing this time, and I just want to show you a couple of pictures of what happened during this weekend. So, we had 37 ideas from about 85 participants with 11 teams. And I don't know why this guy is standing up. That's actually not part of the picture, but like anyway. We had some very interesting ideas being pitched. I don't think I've ever been to a startup weekend with that many ideas around a specific topic that I don't necessarily need to mention up here being pitched. Alright, maybe that means that there's a need for something, I don't know. Like, what I really liked was that people were very confident when they were up on stage. So like, look at this guy, that's really confident. It's like, everything's working fine. Some of you had a little bit of problems trying to convince people to, like, or let them understand your idea, really. So, I don't know how that whole thing ended up, but now some of you decided to go to a completely different extreme to get people to join your team. Here's an example. This guy's really serious. Join my team or die. And just remember this photo for a moment because we're going to get back to it later on. Some of you were simply just too cool to join a team. Right? I don't care. And some of you just decided to black out. Yeah, whatever. So remember this guy. He tried to do the same thing with me, but you know what? The most amazing thing was he actually managed to get a team. Right here. Woo! But look at the faces of these two guys. The best thing was that everybody started to dream big about their ideas right away, and I really think that was awesome. And I saw that with every team. Day two, take over the world, everything, just go out there and make things happen. And I think the most important thing on that note is that everybody really took in this most important spirit of the weekend, that the only way to get started is to quit talking and really begin doing things. So you all did that because you kind of adapted this no talk, all action mentality, and I think you all deserve a huge round of applause for that. Now that being said, there were still a bit of problems or something in some of the teams. Here's an example. It's about like communicating the ideas and about people keeping the focus. The cool thing was that luckily we had a really, really awesome group of people who came in here and helped you guys out. So I'd like all the mentors to stand up. I just want to say thank you so much for coming in, and they deserve an extra round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. Right. You had a bit of problems convincing some of them about your idea, but that's all right. I think what I really liked about the mentors was that they helped me with this to push you outside of the building. So a lot of you went actually outside in the cold weather or into the central market with a potential chance of getting mugged or whatever and talk to actual people. So I decided I wanted to go out and see how that whole customer validation was, which I did. And then I found out people were just smoking outside. So the most important thing in this going outside and talking to actual people is this whole thing about, usually I don't like the word killing your darlings, because I think that's not hard enough. It's actually sometimes killing your kittens. Your good ideas are your kittens, and sometimes you have to kill your kittens to get on to the next step with what you're doing. So sometimes what you need to do is this. Oh, right? But it's super important because what it leads to is this this pivot, and I know a lot of the teams did a lot of pivots during this weekend, and thank you for being brave enough to actually do that with a very small, very limited amount of time. That's really cool. The reason why I post this picture is actually, there's one thing I wanted to kind of share with you. At some point, this is Startup Latvia's office. And at some point, I was standing up here with Dennis. Standing up here, looking over the crowd, and this guy just started saying, you know what, this is my dream. So he dreamt about, with his team, to get all of you guys together, and you did. So I think the Startup Latvia team deserves a huge round of applause. We'll get the whole team up here. And ours is we're going to make sure to give them an even bigger round of applause later on. So, good. This is, I don't know how well you can see this. This is actually a photo from the other room, just to give you an idea of how much was worked during these days. This is actual water dripping down from the windows. It was so hot in here. That's how much people worked. Here's a close-up. You see it's really tough. Great. So I want to do a quick poll here. Who in here thinks that they're working hard, and who thinks they're hardly working? Working hard? Raise your hand. Yeah, the team themselves. All right. Now let me tell you what I did. I went over to the other side to look at what they were actually doing, and what I found was this. Right? You're killing the kid. But honestly, guys, trust me, I did the same thing here. But you really don't want to know what I saw. Here's another situation where I didn't even want to go around. You can see what happens here. She's looking even more. And she's like, ugh. So one thing that I'm really excited about at these events is how everybody's very eager to share their knowledge with everyone else and really teach each other different things. And I found this great example of knowledge being taught to other people. Like, okay guys, now I'm going to teach you about women. And you know what, the coolest thing was they actually did learn something. Oh, it's not easy, alright. Other weird situations, people looking at each other in different ways. This was something luckily I caught this on camera. And by the way, none of this is staged, just so you know. Sometimes you really freak out on your computer because the Wi-Fi is broken, the server is breaking down or something. What you really don't want to do in that situation is this. Don't want to tease that person. Because what happens next is this. And that's, like, look at that face. That face. This is how you look just before you die. And I found more examples of this. Like fights all the time. Here's another good example. They went for just one person that they apparently wanted to kick. Another good example here. I don't know, I think this guy likes it a little bit too much. Maybe it's just me. Here's another good example. Kind of, she's lifted halfway up here. But same thing, like, I don't know what it is with you guys. Now this photo, I need to say a couple of things about this photo because it probably first time I've seen somebody both going for the flat hand slap and the fist. I think that might be very effective. Okay, so with this photo, it actually gets a little bit hard because they're really in a fight. And this guy, I'm going to point your direction to this. Like, the knee is coming up here, and it had really, really fatal consequences. This happened. Look at how happy they are for just having a Alright, but to be honest, I think what was in my opinion, the most defining thing for this weekend was the fact that we had a lot of fun. So I hope you agree with me on that side. Even though it's been stressful, even though things have been really hard, and especially here in the end, we've had a lot of fun. And I hope that's what you're going to remember this weekend for. So here's some photos, people having fun, even more. I don't know if I need to be scared or never else really having fun. Another good example, they already bought in the champagne. I don't know if that's a little bit too early. Here too, happy team. One more time. I don't know why he decided he wanted to be lifted, but I don't know what this guy. But alright, I mean, if that's having fun in this world, that's alright. At least he's trying. No, but to sum up, I think what was the most important thing and what we started talking about Friday is that the reason why this happened, the reason why you did so many things during this weekend is that you guys are this generation's rock stars. So I think to finish off this slideshow and everything, I just want to give everybody who's here a huge round of applause for the work you did. Good job. You really deserved it. But all this fun and awesomeness and everything has to come to an end at some point, which is right now. Because now we're going to get into the very serious part. Luckily we have a super awesome jury with us, and I would like to ask the jury to one by one just introduce themselves and say why you're excited or what you're excited to see with the presentation. Want to start? Yeah. Great. Let's get a round of applause.
So, hi, I'm Rudolf. I work as an investment manager at a venture capital firm called Zegai Capital. And as I work with high growth startups, I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Edgars. I'm working in an internet marketing service company, and we have a lot of internet projects, Zoom and a few projects in Europe. And all your projects was really interesting, and I hope today evening will be a very nice show.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Zigmars Rosentals. I've been involved in many startups. I have global business startup experience, and I'm looking forward to have some ideas, have some pitches, yes, and looking forward to have fun to see your pitches tonight.
Thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is Eriks, and currently I work for Microsoft, and actually I've spent something about 27 years in software, doing it myself. And well, my wish is that, these guys from our corporation, they bought up Skype, they bought up Nokia. I'm looking for some shopping here in Latvia, so please do something great.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Uldis Apsīdis. I'm working for a software company, Knowledge Price, and ourselves we have a couple of startups. And I like to see from Friday's speeches what will come up.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Kristaps, running several businesses, and also, as colleagues said, would like to see what comes from Friday till today, and actually, more important, what will be after a year.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have a little bit of everything in the jury, and I've given them some insights on how to ask the questions and everything. Yeah, he couldn't be here. I'm sorry. He's gonna be here next year. I've told the jury, I've briefed them a little bit of what's happened during the weekend, so they know how the whole thing was set up. They know how you've been working. They also know that you've only been working for your ideas, on your ideas for 54 hours. So when you answer their questions, think about how prepared are you to answer that question at this current moment. Because some things you don't know yet after 54 hours. So a perfectly fine answer to a question where you don't know this fact yet is, we don't know this yet, but here are the steps that we're going to do to figure it out. Unless they ask you about how are you going to make money, then try to at least come up with something that sounds feasible. Try to think about that when you answer the questions. They know your situation. Okay? So what are we competing for? We're competing for a bunch of special prizes. We're going to find the best pitch. So even though you have a totally crappy, shitty product, you still have a chance to win. I know some teams like that. And we're going to find the most innovative idea here tonight. So that is the things, and of course the overall winner. And I'm going to get back to what are the actual things that you're going to win, but it's really, really an awesome lineup of prizes. So I just want to know one last time. Are you guys ready? Yeah.